wanted to ask you, do you think that telling women to date rich men is devaluing love?
Well, I think love is an action. It's not a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if your neighbor 5 blocks down dies,
Mm-hmm.
you don't give a damn. You don't cry about it. You don't go to the funeral. You don't send no flowers. You just looking to see who the next neighbor is moving in.
Right.
Right? But if your neighbor right next door, the one that like, might mow your grass, might make sure your bins is brought back in, might tell you when the people's coming to do the street cleaning or whatever. When they die, you're sad.
Yeah.
And you feel it in your heart. And you're like, damn. And that's because that person is doing things for you.
Right.
So in my mind, love is an action. It is an act of service in some measurable way, right? That's why you love her. You see? And by the end of the show, you're gonna love me too.
I already do, girl.
But in all honesty, right? The love has not begun because I have yet to do anything for you. As we open up the show and I start saying things that are like, wow, changed my perspective. When I leave, you're gonna be like, girl, I love you, girl.
Right.
And it's because of that action. It doesn't mean that I'm buying you things. It doesn't always mean that I'm doing things. It doesn't always mean that, but it's some form of measurable action that creates love. I mean, your grandma and grandpa didn't love each other for 52 years. They just continued to serve one another. They continued to do things for each other. And that's where love comes from. We be so deep in the emotion of dick that we make that the love. And the love landline, hello, hang that shit up. Hang it up. Because that's how relationships end up never getting anywhere.
That's true.
Because there's no action involved. So you just emotionally vested in one another for no damn reason.
Right.
And then you find somebody else that does something for you. Child, you go to that bar by yourself and that man buys you a drink, pulls out your chair, calls valet for you. All of a sudden, you don't love your man no more.
Right.
All of a sudden, you like, man, this guy that I met was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with that. I do. But on the other side, because that's what I'm wondering too. So that makes me feel like if you can love somebody by measurable things that they do, does that mean that like if somebody comes in and does things measurable for you that are more than what your man is doing, not you specifically, but anybody who's dealing with someone, does that mean like you can be loving more than one person? Are you open to leave your relationship?
That's the question. Are you open to leaving your relationship, or are you noticing the things that these other people are doing for you and bringing that back home and shamelessly plugging it in communication with your person, right? Because if they don't know you want something or need something, or like, if you didn't tell me you like flowers, I wouldn't know. Right? So I'm never going to show up with flowers. I don't know that's what you like.
Right.
I'm assuming, just like the last girl I dated or whatever, that you don't like flowers. Flowers are tacky, they corny, they low vibration, or whatever.
Right.
So you have to be, in constant communication with your person. Now, also, let's not be stupid and put ourselves in proximity with people that I would never be around another man long enough for him to do more for me than my own.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Because I'm not looking for another man. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for somebody to fill a void. We do that when there's something missing. We don't do that just because. Like, women are really not, women don't cheat. So, we not out here doing
Licks.
just
God damn it.
just
I'm
go with it. Go
changed.
with it. Go with it. Yeah, see?
She was
Now it's
looking at me.
official. None of us women cheat. Ever.
We don't.
Anywhere in the world, when you look at a woman, you know she's faithful. And she's faithful because she got fulfilled man at home that does things for her. And the ones that don't, they the ones that slide around and find something else
They be
and
cheating.
fill other shoes, and they want some dick, and they want some dollars, and they want whatever they're missing. That's what they go hunting for.
Right.
So fellas, let's not be stagnant. Let's not be, let's not show up empty-handed in the actionable account. Let's make sure that thing is filled all the time, and you never have a problem. You could put me in a room full of men right now, dicks down to the floor, and I'd be like, please get me out of here.
Right.
Like right now.
Well,
I
I'll escort you out. Then her to the back.
but I don't find desire in other people pleasing me. It doesn't do anything for me.
Right,
It doesn't
okay.
excite me. It doesn't, like, I'm not thirsty for that attention because I get all of that and then some.
Yeah, and I always wonder why people stay in situations if you aren't completely fulfilled. If you feel like you with this man, but you have to go outside of him for other things, like, oh, maybe he's not buying you enough gifts, or maybe he doesn't show acts of service, or maybe, y'all don't share the same love language, and so you looking for it in other people, why stay in the relationship?
Because
It's
we don't want to be alone.
Are people afraid that they will never find what they're
We
looking
don't want to be
for?
alone, and we know we're not enough for that next one.
Right.
We know that next guy that does all those things, that has all those things, we know deep down inside, when I say, people are going to rip me for this, like, you said women aren't enough. We ain't. We show up half-ass all the time and expect somebody to show out for us. So
I can agree with that.
when
That's
we
true.
when we put
Makes
ourselves
sense.
together and you become a high value woman, when you have some shit to say, when you sit down, when you have something to offer, when you're in the room, when you change the dynamic of a room, when you walk out of it, that is what elevates you on your woman spectrum. And so all the men are looking towards that woman, right? The
Right.
one that walks in, creates impact, and leaves, right? We have a tendency of looking for men that are above what we're willing to do. And then that's when the pick-me comes in, right? Because most women aren't that. We don't operate in excellence all the time.
Right.